What's happening, everybody? My name is WIlcox, and I'm back to do another edition of a no-holds-bar Ace's opinion. A few things are getting on my nerves lately, and I'd like to just throw them out there because this is America, and I'm very free to have my own opinion. That's where I came up with the name of the series, Ace's Opinion. You may not believe what I believe, but this is just what I think and what my opinion is. For one, don't judge a book by the cover. Don't think just because you spend a little bit of time with someone that you know all about that person, and just because you read something about him or hear something about that person, before asking the person if it's true, if you do that, then you're shortchanging yourself on what could be a great and long-lasting friendship or relationship, or both. See, the way I am is I know I throw jabs at Justin Bieber and all that, but that's just my opinion about the person. No offense to the guy, but he just does things that really take me off and go, really? Are you that irresponsible? But then again, he's only 19, so I really can't throw a lot of jabs because we were all 19. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, if you judge someone by the cover of them and you don't open the book and keep reading, you will miss out on what you might like when you keep reading. You might like what you find out about the person. And if you just say, oh my gosh, she's like that, he's like this, and you have no idea if it's true or not, like you might think the person is like a little weird, or the person is conceited or something, just from something you may have heard, or I'm just throwing things out there. But if you don't take the time to get to know someone, you are missing out on what could be a great friendship, relationship, or a long-lasting friendship or relationship. So take the time and don't judge the book by the cover. Second, I really hate when girls say that this person didn't like me, so someone else is not going to like me because that person didn't. That is the stupidest thing. That's like saying just because this job didn't accept my application means that the other job I filled out an application for is not going to accept me. No. God said when one door closes, another one will open. If someone does not like you, another person might. If someone is not interested in you, doesn't mean that the next person won't be. In the words of a song I heard on the radio, it said, what's it called? I think they said, he didn't think someone didn't think it was funny, but I do. You didn't, something like, he didn't get the joke, but I do, or something like that. It's like, it's just because someone doesn't get a joke doesn't mean someone else isn't going to get it also. So, ladies, I want you to know, there are great guys out there. And if you're going through a rocky relationship, it doesn't have to stay that way. You can get out of that rocky relationship and find a great relationship. So don't shortchange yourself and don't put yourself down, because God doesn't make mistakes. You are wonderfully made. And you're God's masterpiece, no matter what. Thirdly, I really don't like the fact that some events start, they charge way too much. Like, for instance, I mean, no offense, I love 99.5. I love WYCD with all my heart. They're like the only country station I listen to. But the prices for the Hoedown are outrageous. It was a free festival of music for the past 30 years, and then they start charging $30 passes, $20, $10, and it's $10 a beer, $5 to $6 for water or other kind of drinks. It's, you know, Detroit and Michigan really aren't the richest and most affordable, high economic, I have no idea what I'm saying, but you know what I'm trying to say. Why put a bumper sticker on a Cadillac? The Hoedown was fine the way it was. People looked forward to going to a festival where they didn't have to pay a buttload of money to enjoy themselves. Not to mention gas prices and parking or finding a place to park. But I mean, I go to the Hoedown because I love the music. I mean, I love the environment, even though there's hardly ever a place to sit, because it's at Comerica Park, and pretty much one of the only places you can sit are in Comerica Park, which is away from the events. But you can sit on the curbs and stuff, which is good for your back. And another thing, I would really like to know when it became okay for guys to say that they love their girlfriend, they care about their girlfriend, but then they turn around and treat them like dirt. Like, guys, come on, you worked your butt off to try and get with that girl, and then all of a sudden you're gonna like treat them like dirt, disrespect them. You know, you think you can tell them what to do, make them your maid around your house while you sit and play World of Warcraft or something like that? Come on. The Bible says cherish the woman. If you're not going to treat the woman with respect, she's going to go off and find someone who will. And then you'll be left wondering why. But then again, the day will come when you'll realize why. It's because you didn't take the time to really continue to treat her the way you did when the relationship started. Or maybe you were just a jerk even when the relationship started and she was scared to leave you because she might have thought that's how it's always going to be. But then again, if she thinks that's how it's always going to be, that's like thinking this job didn't accept my application, so that job's not going to accept it. This guy treated me like crap, so maybe the next guy's going to do the same thing. So why don't I save myself the trouble and stay with this douchebag? That's not right. Ladies, if you're in a relationship and the guy is treating you like dirt, he's disrespecting you, he is putting you down, making you feel like garbage, you can get out. There ain't no chains on you. So, and lastly, here's another thing. I gotta say, I'm a huge NASCAR fan, and when people say that NASCAR is a non-athletic sport, you really are judging something that you have no idea about. Those drivers and those crew members, I mean, they go through so much physical training and hydration training, should I say, because when they're driving that car, inside that car, it's 130 degrees, so they got to stay hydrated and in shape to go 500 laps or 300 laps or something. And the crew, those tires, like this one I have in my room, but this one doesn't have its hubcaps or anything like that. The tires are 75 pounds a piece, and that car weighs more than that 80s group, the Fat Boys in an Elevator. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the sport of NASCAR. And these drivers are so physically fit to go through a 36-week season in a 130-degree car. which also changes depending on what paint scheme you have. If your car is painted black, it's going to be a little bit hotter because the sun's beating down on you and you can't roll your window down. So pretty much if you say NASCAR is a redneck sport and there's no contact sport about it, or there's nothing that makes it a sport, you are really clueless. So that's like judging a book by the cover. And if you think NASCAR is a redneck sport, take a look at it now. There's guys from California, Indiana, Michigan. Last year's champion was from Rochester Hills, Michigan. There's Mexican drivers. There's African American drivers. There's even women drivers, and not just Danica Patrick. I'm not just talking about Sprint Cup. I'm talking nationwide, truck series, modified series. There's all different types of people in NASCAR. It's not just from the South anymore. It has taken off like a brush fire. NASCAR is not just a sport. It's a way of life. My name is Ace Wilcox, and that's my opinion. God bless you.